This movie has one of the most appropriate taglines in the history of movies. Mamma mia, here we go again. Mamma mia, here we go again. Released in 2018 and is directed by Al Parker, who's also directed such films like Imagine Me and You, Now Is Good, and Ticket to Paradise. And the sequel to that piece of shit Mamma Mia movie from years ago. I don't even know when it came out, and I don't care to look it up. But it's starring Christine Baranski, Pierce Brosnan, Dominic Cooper, Colin Firth, Andy Garcia, Lily James, Amanda Seyfried, Julie Walters, Cher, Josh Dillon, Hugh Skinner, Jeremy Irvine, Jessica Keenan-Wynn, Alexa Davies, and Stellan Skarsgård, making this actually a movie and having me acknowledge it as a movie, because the rule to have it be an actual movie is to have at least one Skarsgård in it. So therefore, this movie, unfortunately, is actually a movie. And the reason why we're talking about Mamma Mia, here we go again today, is because it was a PayPal recommendation and donation from a longtime contributor and supporter of this channel, James Filbury. You've been on a roll recently with your recommendations, and I think you recommended the first one to me. I can't remember when I reviewed that. I think it was back in 2022. I finally got around to watching it, and all of my students would always say like their favorite movie was Mamma Mia whenever I asked them, and I never got around to watching it because I knew I was going to hate it. And I watched the first Mamma Mia, and it's not the worst film I've ever seen. It is the second worst film that I've ever seen. And so James thought it would be hilarious if I reviewed the sequel, because of course, why not? Why wouldn't Mamma Mia have a fucking sequel that had a lot of questionable parts to it? I will be honest there. But enough of me blabbering. Let's get into the plot synopsis. If anyone else out there also wants to be like James Filbury and help contribute and support me on this channel, you can click on the QR code that is in the bottom left corner of your screen right now. Send over your donation of $5 or more with your movie recommendation. And if I have access to it, I will watch it, review it, and give you a little shout out, just like what I did with James Filbury. So Donna from the first movie, played by Meryl Streep, has died. And Sophie is working really hard at reopening the hotel that Donna works so hard to build in Greece, and she's calling it the Hotel Belladonna, and everything just needs to go perfectly for it, or else it's not going to be a success. So people need to show up and pay money to make her feel good. And yeah, and with all the chaos that ensues with a storm blowing over tables and tablecloths and flowers, we have flashbacks back to when Donna was a young college graduate and traveling the world to find where she wants to end up, of course, being Greece. But along the way, she finds three strapping young men and fucks them. That's true. That's what this is. In the first movie, Sophie wanted to know who her dad was so that the dad could give her away at her wedding, because, you know, that's a fucking big deal. The dad, who was never a part of her life to begin with, but she wants her dad to give her away, even though it's the mom, Donna, who was working her ass off to raise her entire life. Not gonna be Donna giving her away, it's gotta be the dad. So that movie was about finding out who's the fucking father. And this movie is about, like, I think we know who the father is, maybe? Or did we find out? I don't fucking care. I'm not gonna go back and watch the first one. But the first one was finding out who the father is. And then this movie is, of course, about how said father became the father. It's like the birds and the bees, Mamma Mia style. Mamma Mia! Here I go again! I don't know why that sounded more like Mario, but I'm gonna go with it. I don't care. I think it's fair to say that I did not enjoy the majority of this movie. I will be honest, I think I like this one more so than the original Mamma Mia film. Therefore, not making this the new number 2 worst movie that I've ever seen. It's probably not in the bottom 50, to be honest. There is a beautiful thing that happens in here. I was like, okay, that kind of got me, and that is beautiful. But just so you know, James, it still was not a fun time watching it. And what I did for the first film is the exact same thing that I did for this one, and I just took notes as the film unfolded before my eyes. Comments from me just saying like, oh, this happened? I have questions. And I just thought, let's just read through them. I don't know how else to review this film and be objective. I'm just going to talk about my mindset and the whole process throughout this film. Here are Caleb's notes on Mamma Mia. Here we go again. 5 minutes in, I'm already rolling my eyes. It's probably the best note on here. Amanda Seyfried is singing, which is wonderful because it's been a while since I've heard goats sing to me. The vibrato she has is fucking insane. Now, right away in the hotel, they hang a mural to Meryl Streep. A Meryl mural. A mural? Yeah, you heard me. Making me to believe that Donna, Meryl Streep, I'm just going to refer to her Meryl Streep in this review. Meryl Streep is dead. Meryl Streep is dead in this movie. And I'm like, what? No, there's no way. She's the biggest star from the first one. I think she's on the poster for this movie. How is she not in this thing? And it kind of went back and forth with me for a couple of minutes. We're like, no, there's no way they're killing off the most popular character from the first movie for this one. And oh my God, they actually did. I'm impressed. And I'm thinking that it's just stereotypical sequel-itis when it comes to a big star like Meryl Streep. I'm like, oh, they just couldn't afford her fee. Of course that is, but we'll get into it. Hold on. Now we're flashing back to young Donna, because we all asked for that, and the cuts from young Donna to present day, there are no cuts. They're all jump cuts, kind of like what I do on here, where if I'm between thoughts, I just cut to the next time I start saying, or I start talking on this review, kind of like what I just did right there. All of the cuts between past and present time are just cuts. There end up being like two fun transitions in the later parts of the movie, but in these first couple of scenes, it just cuts from what's happening at the hotel going back to Donna being a valedictorian. And there's no change in color saturation, there is no change in lighting, there is no fun transition between sets, or like a character is looking at something and it reminds them of the time that they met this person, and then it goes back in time. None of that. It just, we're talking, and then all of a sudden we're back in past times. And past times where Donna is singing her valedictorian speech at graduation. And I continue to roll my eyes because no valedictorian out there should be fucking doing that. Your valedictorian speech should be 2 minutes tops, because we want to just get through the graduation and get home, because graduation ceremonies are fucking long. I see that the young versions of Donna's friends have kept the same haircuts their entire life to, show the continuity, so that you know who they are when we go to present day times. An audience and how they're dumb, you need to be spoon-fed things, so the hair, the exact same. Moving on. I put down here that the Scottish teacher is singing and I need help. The whole first musical bit down here, the Scottish teacher is singing. I'm like, oh my god, where are we going? And then we get into a small little dilemma where Sophie's husband gets a job in New York City, and he's thinking about taking it while Sophie is building the hotel here in Greece, because, these are just great decisions that a young couple makes in their lives. I kept wondering if they were married or not, or like if they were on a break, because none of them wore wedding rings throughout this entire movie. And for those fans of this movie, please go back and watch it, because I was watching like a fucking hawk. Not a single one of them is wearing a wedding ring. I don't know if that's a cultural thing. I thought the whole cultural thing was actually wearing a ring to signify you are taken, but, maybe they do it differently in Greece and in New York City. We have wonderful walking scenes with Seyfried looking at all these other aspects of the hotel, like the flowers and plates and food and decorations, and she just loves everything. So someone will come up to her with a bouquet of flowers that they're going to put on a table, and she's like, oh my god, that's wonderful, thank you so much. Someone's hanging a painting, she's like, oh, down a little bit and to the left, my god, thank you. It's just great writing. It's great fucking writing. Getting a character from one place to the next. Being as annoying as possible. Then I wrote here that the storm is coming in and it's ruining everything, so like the tarps are being blown away and flowers are being blown all over the place. I'm thinking, don't you have the weather app? You would see, like, the Doppler radar. You would know what would be happening. And then Sophie makes it all about her. So this big storm that came through in Greece and wiped out not just the hotel stuff, but I'm sure other people's things across the island. Sophie, the wonderful character she is, makes it all about her. And she says, this is all my fault. Oh, it's just a terrible idea to open this hotel. It's all my fault. I put, yes, a natural storm is all your goddamn fault, you selfish character. Then all throughout the flashbacks with Lily James, who plays Donna. I actually like Lily James in the role of Donna. I think she does a great job of having all of those Meryl mannerisms. Her singing voice is definitely not the best. There are moments where I just think it's just hollow, and it's just all high up here. When she sings Mamma Mia, is when she's angry at one, I think the Scottish one, the Brosnan young version. When she sings that song, it's through hatred, it's through a different emotion other than like lovey-dovey, smushy stuff. And that's where you get to hear like her guttural, like real voice. I'm like, okay, there's some emotion behind there. I actually enjoy that performance. And I put down here the young actor that they got to play a young Pierce Brosnan. It was terrible casting because the young actor can actually carry a tune. Some more stuff in the past scene. They sing Mamma Mia, which is the whole title of the fucking movie, as you know. Again, a smart audience out there. Her two friends come to join her because she's so heartbroken because the Scottish Pierce Brosnan guy broke her heart. So they come there to be with her, to perform a little bit, to make her feel good. And then the Skarsgård young actor comes in, and they'd already met before, but then he comes back in to see her. Again, she has to fuck him eventually. And he has a boat, so he offers to take Donna with him on the boat. And her friends just got there to be with her. And I just wrote down here, like, Donna's the worst fucking friend ever. Your two friends flew in, took a boat over to the island that you're supposedly living on to help comfort you and take care of you during this heartbreaking time, and you just up and go like, oh, I'm gonna go sailing for a couple of days. Legit, couple of days. So you two people that just got here, my friends, I'm just gonna go, and then we'll be back, and then we'll have fun. If I was the friends in that situation, I'd be like, fuck you, bitch. Stay on that boat. I'm gonna stay over here on this island, and I'm gonna go shopping for the next boy. For me. For me only. Okay? So we go back to present day, and Sophie is still making it all the fucking about her. But then all of the people who have, like, obviously supported her in her life, the three other dads from the first movie, they're like, no, I need to give up everything for this girl, who's maybe my girl, but who may not be, but she's my girl. So I'm gonna give up everything and go. And they bring everyone and just party, and we have boats. God. And we have boats on the water, and they're all coming in, and she's looking at binoculars, like, oh my god, we're getting customers now. And it's all white people, and they're all singing and dancing. And I put down here, this was one of the big comments I had in the first one, is that the first movie was all about white people getting a free vacation to Greece, which I would enjoy. I mean, Greece is wonderful. I love Greece. Absolutely. And so far, the sequel didn't seem like it was about white people getting a free vacation until we saw the boat choreography and the dancing. And it obviously is. It is a movie about white people getting a free vacation. And just like the first movie, when it comes to the choreography, it's uninspiring. It's nothing special. It's what we call in the theater just stage movement. It's not choreographed dance, because you have a whole bunch of people there who can't like really fully dance, but they can move. They can move their arms in certain ways and do this, which is a legit choreography bit in one of the songs. How fucking creative. Could I be a choreographer for these movies and get paid, you know, a couple $100,000? Or maybe a couple $1,000,000. I don't know how much they fucking got paid, but definitely didn't deserve what they got. Then we find out that Sophie is pregnant. Yay! Because we needed something to connect the past to the present. The past was about Donna getting pregnant, and here in the present, it's about Sophie getting pregnant. But unlike Donna, Sophie has so many goddamn people around her and babying her and giving her everything, whereas Donna fought for everything and worked hard for everything. So, moving on. Oh, there is a wonderful moment towards the end when the grandmother comes in and Amanda Seyfried has this melodramatic soap opera-like just arm across the eye and, oh, woe is me. Hark, do you hear what is coming? Don't you hear that? And it's the helicopter like way off in the distance. I couldn't stop laughing because she's like, whoa, hark, do you hear this? Huh. And it's the grandmother who we've never seen before, nor do I think has ever been mentioned in any of the Mamma Mia films up until this one. Again, I guess there's two, so, you know, that's a streak, I guess, if you want to consider it. But the grandma shows up, and I was wondering, like, who's going to play the grandma? And it turns out to be Cher. And I put down in my note that drag queens around the world have rejoiced. Like, oh, that's cool. And actually, I don't think I've ever seen Cher in a film, in an acting performance before. I know she was in Moonstruck, that's the one that everyone goes to, but I have not seen Moonstruck. I think this was my first blood with Cher when it comes to her acting ability in a film. And then it came to be that, oh yes, this is the reason why Meryl Streep was not contracted back to this movie, because obviously the entire budget went to the musical performances of Cher. This all makes sense now. And as I'm writing that, out of nowhere, Meryl fucking Streep shows up in character as Donna, as this spiritual ghost who's overseeing everything and realizes that her daughter is pregnant and sees her mother and sees Pierce Brosnan over there who she misses. And at first I thought maybe it's just a cameo, right? Maybe she's only in here for like a minute. No, they keep bringing her back. She is in this whole final climax of the movie. And I thought, oh my God, you actually took your most popular character from the first film and the writers fucking killed her to make this movie. I actually really admire that choice. Is it a smart choice? I don't know. I really don't know, but I definitely admire the risk. And there's a whole moment with Donna and Sophie during her brand new daughter's baptism that was hitting me emotionally. I'm like, okay, God damn it. Okay. I was about to say I wanted to come in just hating this movie. I never do that. I never want to do that when it comes to film. I always want to be pleasantly surprised. I really hope the film entertains me. That's why I go into movies. That's why I watch movies, to be entertained. I just knew that this film was just going to let me down because the first one is so goddamn awful. So to get to this big emotional moment with mother, daughter, and granddaughter, all just finally embracing, but metaphorically, because Donna is actually dead. She's a ghost, or she's a spirit, but you feel the spirit. Just thinking about it, I'm like, okay, that's a very fucking beautiful thing. And I wish I have moments like that in my life later on when other people that I love pass away and I never get to see them again. So I was like, God damn it. Actually a great moment, which does make this film definitely better and superior than the first one, because the first one has no moments like this. I believe the streets crack open and water shoots out, which is the goddess Aphrodite, I think is who they were mentioning. Well, that's her squirting, of course. It has to be. God, that's having an orgasm. And the film ends with a big musical number where everyone comes out, the older people get together with the younger versions of themselves, and it's all fun and games, and Cher is still there singing, which I'm just shocked. That has to be where all the budget went to, is just to get her in this film singing and performing. In the end, Fernando. My best Cher impersonation. Deal with it. Mamma Mia, here we go again. It definitely deserves that tagline of here we go again. No one asked for this. No one wanted this. Did they want this? Maybe... No one did. No one fucking asked for this. God. But in the end, it did have a couple of emotional moments that did get me. There is a moment in here with a horse and Donna saving the horse and that horse being with her the entire rest of her life. So it is redeemable in the end. It took a while to get there, though, I'll be honest. James, I was very upset with you for the majority of this movie until the very end, and I was like, okay, fine, this was okay. Thank you for the recommendation, sir. I'm gonna give Mamma Mia, Here We Go Again, 2 out of 5 Blu-rays. I've had better. So guys, if you've seen Mamma Mia, Here We Go Again, what did you think about it? Which one do you prefer between the two amazing films? Whatever you thought, comment below and let me know what you thought about it. And as always, if you like what you see here, if you like my take on movies, then hit the subscribe button and make sure you hit that bell. See you the next time I release next movie review. So guys, I will see you next time on the channel, but in the meantime, be well, be good to each other, and go watch a movie. Take care, guys.